literally creating a suction cup to suck the money out of the economy and place it into single-family real estate deals. The traditional wholesale model is dying. With these big hedge funds and institutional investors literally cornering the market, it's created the most hyper-competitive real estate market that we've ever seen. In fact, the days of finding deeply discounted inventory on a consistent basis are so much more difficult than any investor, no matter what level of expertise, might be playing the game. The Hedge Fund Buyer Code was created because we literally are starting to see these big institutional investors where Wall Street money is pouring into the single-family real estate space. Not ever in my entire investing career, post-COVID-19, had I ever seen a hedge fund pay 100% market value for wholesale deals. But when we look at the amount of money that the US government has just pumped into circulation between stimulus handouts, business loans, EIDL, PPP funding, it's created an abundance of money with record low interest rates that these institutional investors are literally creating a suction cup to suck the money out of the economy and place it into single-family real estate deals. Now, what we've done is we saw the amount of money, again, now that you have Wall Street in the game, with big money and record low interest rates, pumping all of the liquidity in the market into the single-family market. Let's pop over to the computer screen real quick so you guys can look under the hood with the membership area. Now, the way that the system is created is to make it an easy and systematic process for our partners. Every Wednesday, we host a weekly strategy call where we go over all of the buy box updates and any new markets that these funds are merging into, keeping our partners on the forefront of that expansion. Now, looking at the screen, in the buy box locations, it's broken down by market and by fund, literally giving us the parameters of minimum to maximum purchase price, minimum bed bath count, year built, and again, the target zip codes, so we can read that, plug it into our marketing data, and release it into the market. Now, as you see down this button here that opens up the hedge fund folder, the zip code list is broken down in a very systematic way, taking the top buy box markets and breaking it down based on the areas that these big institutions are buying. In addition to that, we also have some of the largest institutional portfolio buyers nationwide, where we've encouraged our students to take the process with the single family properties and to start to think bigger. What if you could take a wholesale deal and instead of sell a single door, what if you could multiply that times 40 or 50 or even 100 and sell a portfolio package deal to one of these big institutional buyers, literally 10, 20xing the size of your assignment fees? Why are we playing small if there's Wall Street money in the market where we could literally be going for the big grabs of the 400K assignments plus? This model is created in a very targeted and systematic way to empower our partners with the tools that they need to win. And the purpose of this inner circle community is to give that exclusive access to the people inside, where we can share target market strategies and get you guys on the fast track to closing these big real estate deals with Wall Street money. For those of you that have heard about the cash flow quadrant that was introduced through Robert Kiyosaki, we have 4 sides of the quadrant. We have the employee, small business owner, so these are smaller mom and pop shops, people that work inside of their business but haven't systematized and created a business that runs itself. The business quadrant, or big business quadrant, would be the larger institutions that have a standard operating system and process already established. And the last letter on the quadrant, of course, is the investors. For those of you that are familiar with this concept, 5% of the overall wealth in the world fits on the left side of the quadrant between employees and small business owners. Very, very small amount. Well, what if I told you that 95% of the world's population lives on this side of the quadrant, producing 5% of the wealth? So there's obviously not a balanced system in place, and the people on this side of the quadrant, the big business owners and the investors, either know some things and some strategies that we don't, or they've put themselves in the room and found proximity inside of their relationships to create the systems and the tools that they need to get on this side of the population, where 5% of the overall population produces and controls 95% of the wealth. Now, there's a couple different ways that people can migrate and make the leap from the employee or the small business owner to the big business side, where you learn how to structure and facilitate a business. And one is you could buy into a franchise, pay a couple $100,000 to buy a pre-existing system, or you can surround yourself and get in the room with some of the bigger players where they share their high-end strategies, their roadmaps to success, where you can literally take their blueprint, plug it straight into your own business, and utilize that plan to escape that rat race, with the ultimate goal to get into the investor quadrant. Now, the Hedge Fund Code was created to leverage just that, relationship capital.